Hello and welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Show. I have been avoiding covering Betty because she's been just overplayed all over the place. But hopefully I have something a little different here for you. I tried to take a little bit of a different angle, so hope you like it. And most importantly, I thought it was important to put it all together and document it on my channel. So here we go, a little intro and then we'll get going.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. So what's the scenario? Ayo, Bono this and Bono that. Cadillac grills, Cadillac mills. Check out the oil, my Cadillac. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah. Give me the mic so I can take it away. Have y'all on jump and shout and saying it. O is for other, P is for people scratch a temple. Off on the natural charge, bon voyage. Yeah, from the home of the Dodger Brooklyn squad. Come on, joy, pump it up. Pain. Come on, here we. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. OPP, how can I explain it? I'll take it frame by frame it. To have y'all on jump and shout and saying it.
Bullhorn Betty, a victim, an advocate, or a professional victim? Let's find out.
This video is fair use. It is transformative and is protected under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, reporting, teaching, and more.
I'm tired of being all this emotional crap because of all these content creators gotta make themselves the victim. Okay? There is nobody on these streets more of a victim than Bullhorn Betty with the nonsense that they've done. So I don't want to hear it. If they're getting a little taste of their own medicine and they're crying victim when I've never cried victim in 4 years. When I've never cried victim in 4 years, you know what? Shut up, Buttercup. We're tired of hearing it.
Oh, Betty, you're certainly not the victim. You're the perp. You just play a victim on TV. Because you, Betty, are a bad actor. All right, let's have a listen. Let's have a listen to as much as we can stand.
Work. These people are animals. And then after that, you know what? They're going to be getting hit too. And everybody, if you guys want to start sending me timestamps of stuff that if you guys are tired of this, I don't have the time to do it. But I know a lot of people are always asking me what they can do to help. It's usually for Sebastian. I'd like you guys to help Sebastian. We can do a lot for Sebastian. But if you'd like to help me personally, what you guys can do is start going through these hate channels videos and send me anything defaming that they say about me. Say anything defaming about me, and moreover, anytime they steal my content, if you guys can get start putting the timestamps on a worksheet, I'll start going after them. I'll find out which one's being used and I'll copyright them. So only one content creator is being picked on, right? Only one content creator is being picked on. It seems awfully strategic. The one content, I don't even like being called a YouTuber. It drives me nuts when they call me a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. I am on multiple social media platforms. I cover true crime. I'm a journalist. I am a victim rights advocate. I'm an activist of political leanings and activist for children. We do a lot for our cases, a lot, but the Constitution is what we lean on the most in my business. The Constitution should not be infringed upon from our government. And that's exactly what we're facing right now, is this infringement. It's one of the comments I made that got me arrested while I was in Florida. I remember I opened my mouth and I got arrested for speaking. So let's make sure we understand exactly what I got arrested for, okay? It wasn't for stalking people. It wasn't for harassing people. It wasn't for threatening people. It was for hashtags and me threatening to civilly sue the people. Obviously, not a physical threat of life. So there's going to be some major problems with that coming up.
Maybe Betty forgets what she says and does during her episodes. You know, when she's unhinged. That's the only thing I can think of. Also, while we're here, let's let anyone who's just coming in now know what we're doing here. So a little reminder of what Betty said, and then why we're showing what we're showing.
There is nobody on these streets more of a victim than Bullhorn Betty with the nonsense that they've done, so I don't want to hear it. If they're getting a little taste of their own medicine and they're crying victim when I've never cried victim in 4 years...
Cut.
When I've never cried victim in 4 years, you know what? Shut up, Buttercup. We're tired of hearing it.
Okay, so that's what she said. Now let's get back to Betty's bed, where she plays a victim on TV. And this is her after her last court appearance for the protective orders. We kind of go back and forth on here, and I'll try to keep you posted as we go. Here we go.
To bring my pad of paper because again I thought I was going to be sitting at a desk and I was going to be taking notes and being part of my being very well and in tune with my defense, because at the end of the day I know what happened. You all know what happened because you guys watched it in real time. We know where my commentary is. We know I've never crossed the line with my commentary. We know I've never threatened these people. We know I've never threatened them with any type of weapon. So it's like, everything is obvious. I mean, you can just go to my channel and watch through it. What do you get? You get me losing my after being stalked. I say some rough around the edges things. So what? I'm allowed to. You know that the Constitution, the First Amendment, actually allows me to be repugnant. And Sumner County Sheriff's Office violated the law and violated my constitutional rights as well as my civil liberties. What that lady did, Detective Lisa Byington, was, excuse my language, I'll watch my language now that I've calmed down a little bit. We're going to go over the order. And detained unlawfully by the Sumner County Sheriff to shut me up. They can kiss my white breaded ass. Thank you, no thank you. I haven't directly or indirectly made contact with these people. Hell, I haven't even laid eyes on any of these people except one, and that's because he was following me.
That's a lie, and you know it. Or I should say, that's baloney. And it's all on video, thanks to you.
Sumner County railroaded me. They lied under oath and said that these things happened in Sumner County when I was clearly in the state of Florida and I could prove it. I've never laid eyes on these people nor contacted them. Lisa Byington lied in an affidavit to the courts to have me arrested.
Betty, girl, you truly are your own worst enemy. And it's all been live streamed by you. You live streamed it. And you, Betty, you are the one who lies under oath. We've seen it now with Queen Bee's case, and we've seen it now with the protective order cases. So, there you go, Betty. You have done it all to yourself, and there's proof for all of it, for all of us to see. So, I don't know. I don't get it. You also most definitely did contact Chris Proudfoot, and you showed it on your own channel. You left the man a voicemail. You are ridiculous. So clearly, lying under oath, that's your thing. Projection much?
That is what truly transpired. I just want everybody to understand that. They unlawfully detained me for 19 hours to try to shut me up about this case, and they can't even do it with a protective order because the judge did not.
Blah, blah, blah. Betty, do you ever shut up? Always, always the victim. So as you guys know, these are clips of Betty being a victim. And we're playing these clips because Betty decided to say that she has never played the victim on here in 4 years. This next clip, she's in her car, and I did try and fix some of the background noise so that it sounded a bit better. All right, here we go. Let's hang out in Betty's car, where as usual, she is streaming and driving angrily.
I'm so sick and tired of these idiots freaking YouTube. Always got my name in their mouth. Hey, Justin, you have my phone number if you ever want to talk to me instead of talking about me. Just saying. So much for loyal friendship, right? I don't say boo about you, dude. And if you think that I'm talking about you when I say the trash on YouTube, then you probably are part of the trash on YouTube. I'm just saying. Keep my name out of your damn mouth. You don't know what the hell is going on. And quite frankly, I've lost all respect in you when you decided to back up Trevor Lee with his bad behavior. So there is that. There is that. But everybody knows I'm done with the trauma and drama of the true crime scene here on these platforms. That's why I distance myself from everything.
Wait a second. Betty, did you distance yourself from all those people? Or did they kind of back away slowly from you? Because you're the creepy one whose behavior goes way above and beyond. Just a question.
There is that, but everybody knows I'm done with the trauma and drama of the true crime scene here on these platforms. That's why I distance myself from everybody. And of course, everybody still talks about me, so it looks like I'm more powerful than them because nobody's talking about them. And as far as I'm concerned, Justin can stay the hell away from me forever. I just wanted to be away from him for this case because he's just wrong on all levels. But now he can just stay there is that. And this is on 5 days, so if anybody's in here running their mouth for my mods, just block them. I really don't care. We don't need to click in the view. We're just fine up here on this channel. My damn sure don't need to be putting somebody else in my title. Oh my god, what's going on with PHP? You know what's going on with me? Freaking liars.
Right. Okay, Betty. It must be everybody else. Okay. And why Justin kind of flipped around and started windmilling for you again, I'm not quite so sure. But I have my suspicions. Rico. If there's anyone who hasn't watched Duty Ron's live stream from a couple days ago, make sure you watch that. I'll put that link in the description. It kind of just says it all. And let me just remind you that this channel is my opinion and my opinion only, based on the words of the people that I'm reviewing. Let's continue.
You know what's going on with me? Freaking liars. And he's now Justin, I want to tell you something from me to you. You were part of the Roach channel. Is that people are too stupid and have their facts so messed up that they would rather talk about me. But hey, I bring in the clicks and the views. Maybe I should have put Bullhorn Betty in my own domain, right? Right? I'm so sick of the lies. I'm so sick of the deception. I'm so sick of the manipulation of people's channels in an effort to attack Bullhorn Betty, which all I've done is try to keep Sebastian's name front and center with all the attacks I've done. Not even the 3 years prior to, just the attacks for supporting Seth.
Right? Okay, Betty. You know, it's interesting when someone is always the victim, yet always the perpetrator. And of course, she's always the martyr. And Burnt Toast said something the other day that was quite interesting. And she's always the hero as well. How is that possible? It's not. And I'm no psychiatrist or psychologist, but let's take a quick look at some information that I found recently. And we'll go over it throughout this live stream, a little bit here, a little bit there, while we listen to some clips. Because I think it's important. And as I said, I'm not a psychologist. Maybe I just play one on TV. No, I'm just kidding. But I do like to research and read about stuff like that. So I thought we'd read a few excerpts from a few articles, and I will obviously place those links in the description so you can read them in full. But yeah, let's take a look here just quickly, and then we'll get back to clips. So this is from Wikipedia, and it's titled Playing the Victim. Playing the victim, also known as victim playing, victim card, or self-victimization, is the fabrication or exaggeration of victimhood for a variety of reasons, such as to justify abuse to others, to manipulate others, a coping strategy, attention-seeking, or diffusion of responsibility. A person who repeatedly does this is known as a professional victim. An actual victim is someone or something that has been hurt, damaged, or killed, or has suffered, either because of the actions of someone or something else, or because of illness or chance. So I chose the manipulation section here, and it says, manipulators often play the victim role, woe is me, by portraying themselves as victims of circumstance or someone else's behavior in order to gain pity or sympathy, or to evoke compassion, and thereby get something from someone. Caring and conscientious people cannot stand to see anyone suffering, and the manipulator often finds it easy and rewarding to play on sympathy to get cooperation. While portraying oneself as a victim can be highly successful in obtaining goals over the short term, this method tends to be less successful over time. Yes, 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 and I happen to agree. I think Betty is learning all of this the hard way. That in the long term, this is not gonna work for her. Anyway, I do find things like this very interesting. You know, the psychology behind these wackadoodles. Just speaking generally, of course. Anyway, we'll get back to some more from the articles that I found. And for now, let's get back to some Bullhorn Betty and her professional victim status.
Okay. I don't know what else to say. I was disheartened, but I knew that what, JLR had gotten his feelings hurt from Seth because he basically kicked him to the curb along with his entire team. And so his entire team has been attacking Seth nonstop since that moment.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not with JLR, but Betty, isn't that exactly what you did to Chris Proudfoot when you called, tried to contact him, and he wouldn't speak with you? And also, isn't that exactly what you did to Don Wells when you showed up at his house, his job, and many other places, and he wouldn't talk to you? Smells like projection to me.
And now that I'm involved, and obviously JLR being my ex, and us, him trying to destroy me as a human being and trying to help aid and other creators destroying my channel, he has gotten even more on the bad side of things in an effort to hurt me because he got caught having an affair on his current girlfriend.
I don't know about you guys, but I've only ever heard Betty try to destroy JLR. I haven't really heard or seen him trying to destroy her. Could have been somewhere in the background and I just missed it, but that's just what I'm seeing.
Or with me, I was in a relationship with him and he cheated on me for a year with this other girlfriend. So there's a lot of hostility here. And why does he keep attacking Seth? I truly don't believe he believes half the crap that's coming out of his mouth.
And so far, I'm hearing nothing but Betty is the victim in every single situation that she gets herself into. So I jumped ahead a little bit here, and now she's talking about SF investigates. Just so you know, we switched men, I guess.
Right? That's what he keeps doing to all these families that don't want to work with him or decide to fire him from the job because he does horrible work. He's never found the 15 people he said he's found. I've confirmed that. He has found some people, but that's not, and that's through, he never even got off his ass. He found them through using his telephone. He never went out there to look. He never did actual PI work. I'm not going to get into it. But these are the people that are now working with the Proudfoots and now trying to destroy me, and also the ones that had the hand in this whole protective order catastrophe on their part that made Katie and Chris and their family look like total idiots. And
nah, Betty, you look like the village idiot. I mean, in my opinion, of course.
And so whatever PR stuff that they were trying to do, it backfired on them. And I know for a fact it was JLR, and I know almost verbatim what he was telling him. You want to pull her out. You want to pull her out. You want to take her out of her comfort zone. I can already tell you the pitch that he gave him. You know why? Because it's the same pitch he gave me. Just saying. I could tell you everything about this man. I was with him for 2 years.
Exactly. And you were just fine with his behavior then. So, hello.
And everybody knows that they were lies. We know I've never personally met any of these people. We know I definitely never have threatened them. I was told by a law enforcement guy that pulled me over right before Terry decided to stalk me. Well, he was stalking me, but before he pulled up and took my picture of my plate, the officer said that they are 2A, I mean, it's on body cam because he had his body camera on, that they are a 2A friendly state and he would recommend me going and getting a gun. That's what he said, okay? And that's all I repeated. Never a threat of violence, never I'm going to, unalive these people.
Oh, Betty. The problem is you've lied so much that nobody believes you anymore. I highly doubt that it went like that. I'm going to speculate here, so this is not a quote, this is not factual, this is just my speculation, and I'm going to say that Betty was saying, I'm so scared for my life. What am I going to do? Should I get a gun to protect myself? And maybe the officer said, well, we're a 2A state, so I can't tell you not to. And as far as I know, officers, judges, they don't give legal advice. So, Betty, what you're saying, it doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. But we'll have to wait for that body cam, I guess. But let's keep listening. And Betty, we all saw you stalking that man. These are called receipts. I don't think you know what those are. But here, we do our best to show receipts. Clearly, he was doing his shopping, and clearly, you were following him and knew exactly where he was. That's kind of scary. No wonder they were granted protection orders.
They talk about the signs being posted. The signs were missing person posters. Like, I don't understand how these protective orders and the way they were written were ever accepted. That was why, long story short, it doesn't really matter. But I'm thankful that she took an interest in the case. I'm glad she looked over the information, and I'm glad she gave a reasonable assessment, which wanted to be seen by me, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't have went out of his way to make me see him, right? He would have just left the parking lot. He would have just drove out. Why did he know that was me? You see what I'm saying? How did he know that was me? I was just dealing with a law enforcement officer behind my car. How did he know it was me?
Girl, because you were stalking him and them. You're a stalker. That's how they know who you are. People tend to look into their stalkers and see them around during their stalking. You know, out front of their homes and whatnot, following them at the Sam's Club. Yeah, that's probably how they know who you are. And you do also have a YouTube channel where you talk about them nonstop. Come on.
How does he know what my car looks like? You see?
Because you've been stalking them for days in their own neighborhood and online. You're a cray-cray. So of course they know what your car looks like because it's been out front of their house, probably on their property. Come on, Betty. You're not that dumb. And let me be clear that in the next hour and a half or so, we're going to be showing a history of Betty and how she does families of missing children. Exactly what her patterns are. I mean, it's proof to me. Pay attention. We're going to watch it.
My nose is still driving me nuts, guys, so you're just going to have to bear with me. I don't know why my nose is so itchy, but it's itchy like right there on the tip on the outside. It's driving me nuts.
Because your nose is growing, girl. It's growing because you're lying.
Oh, boots. Can I take those off the wish list? Oh, I just smacked myself in the head. A little sense being knocked into me today. Snake proof. I don't like snakes.
Wow, more boots. How many pairs of boots has Betty grifted? I've lost track by now. There's been so many.
We almost stepped on rattlers in Chatham County, Georgia, and I definitely stepped on a snake in North Carolina live. And that was no. My friends will never let me live that down because I freaked out. I swear to God, I thought it was copperhead. I thought I was going to die. I didn't know if I was struck. I didn't know if I'd feel being struck. I didn't know. I just remember looking down there and this thing was coiling up, and it took me a second to process. Holy crap, this is a snake. I mean, it feels like it was this long pause, but it was probably a split second. And I'm like, ah!
Yeah, I thought that snake was dead. It looked dead to me. More bad acting for content for Betty, because she's fake as fuck.
And I'm just screaming like, ah! I'm bouncing my feet. I'm just, don't hit me, don't strike me, don't strike me, don't strike me. Yes, I'm running. It was so funny. Chaos, you must have been there. Don't hit me, don't strike me, don't strike me, don't strike me. Yes, I'm running. I know. What are they going to do when Silver starts digging this coming week? I have no earthly idea, because he's already been digging. But apparently he should be careful because they will lie under oath to try to get him arrested, especially if he's getting close. So I doubt he has anything going on in Horn Lake.
Oh, Betty. The guy, he's a grifting bad actor as well, but I don't see him stalking. Well, not yet. So I doubt what happened to you is going to happen to him because, yeah, he doesn't seem to be stalking. Then again, I don't watch him, but I'm sure I would have heard by now if he was stalking. Most people are a lot more careful than Betty is. That's a fact. People can be morons and liars and pieces of shit all over the internet if they want to, and that sucks. Don't get me wrong, it's terrible, especially when they're exploiting missing children. But when you start going real life and stalking people, that's when you end up in court and possibly jail. Betty, I'll be waiting to see if you go to jail, that is. Many of us have been standing up for and against this bad behavior by you and people like you for a very long time.
If they're not attacking him and they're only attacking me, then clearly he's probably outside of his, because I don't think this child is anywhere near Memphis. I think this child is either in Hendersonville, Gallatin, or White House. That's, if I had to bet money on it, that's where it is, because Chris wasn't in the Memphis area to get comfortable enough.
All right, that's enough with this ridiculousness. We're done with this part. I think we should go back and show some patterns. How each case with Betty is a pattern, a build-up, if you will. So here are some clips from October of 2022, and it's when Betty and her buddies went out in front of Quinton Simon's home. Leilani Simon is in court currently for murdering her own child. It's very sad. So these are some clips from a video that I did on October 22nd, 2022. Let's have a listen. And you'll hear from me again in probably just a few minutes.
Hi guys, by the way, I'm here. I could see you guys going on, and I accidentally killed the chat. Apparently, hi guys, by the way, I'm here.
Excuse me, I'm getting hiccups now. Go figure, right? Of all the other things going on with me. But I'm telling you, you better tell your law enforcement officers they better not fucking touch me. Those people should be released and their records should be destroyed, because any police chief that does this nonsense with non-violent protesters, now mind you, they weren't being violent, right? They didn't kill kids. They didn't hurt anybody. I heard a neighbor came out there with a baseball bat. Listen, Fry Guy, come out a baseball bat with me. I double dog dare you. Law enforcement, come after me. Double dog dare you.
See, she wants the attention. That's all she wants, is the attention. For money, clicks, views, likes, notoriety, whatever you want to call it.
You
she
just did?
is a bad actor, and she plays one on TV.
Probably just pissed everybody off. And I tell you what, if there's not 1,000 people in that street tomorrow, I'm going to be disappointed. Where you guys come from. I don't care how far it takes you to travel. I don't care how long it takes you to get here. Leave tonight if need be. But you guys are needed. There is something seriously wrong with Chatham County.
Is there, Betty? Or is there something wrong with you?
There is something so severely wrong with Chatham County that I'm here, and I have already been here a week and not planning on leaving for a really long time. Like, I'm here until she's arrested. MGL's not even coming into town until August. That's 10 days away. I'm going to be here for 10 days. I don't know how, but this is where I'm at.
In other words, she needs your money, guys. She needs your money in order to stay in that fancy hotel and continue to harass a neighborhood.
They were raising their voice and they were letting law enforcement know that they are pissed. I don't know what happened out there. I don't know. I don't know if they were in the wrong or in the right, but from what I hear, law enforcement likes picking on people here if you're not doing anything wrong. It's the ones that are doing something wrong that they turn the cheek.
Right, Betty. Okay, Betty. I guess I don't understand how there's anyone that still supports this woman, her behavior, her actions. I don't get it.
I'm telling you, you better tell your law enforcement officers they better not fucking touch me.
Wait, but Betty, I thought you wanted them to arrest you. And we'll hear that in just a few minutes. It's coming right up. Confusing.
Okay? Police chief, mayor, I'm Bullhorn Betty. You don't fucking lay a hand on me. I don't break the law. But I'm telling you, you come after me with this nonsense you did with them, you're going to have problems. You're going to have bigger problems than you know what to do with. I can tell you that. It won't be as big as a 20-month-old being in a landfill and you not arresting the murderer mother. But it damn sure will be something pretty damn close. This should not be acceptable. We will be getting some attorneys involved in this. I'm not sure how, but I need to make sure whoever was arrested out there, you meet me out there tomorrow. I'll be there first thing. We'll start working on some legal action for you.
Oh, I remember this. This is when Betty promised to help anyone who got arrested out there. You know, after she invited everyone to come and show up, she wanted thousands of people. Well, people did get arrested. And do you think Betty was there to help them? No, she couldn't even ask her subscribers to help them. My thoughts are that's probably because it would have taken money out of her own pocket from her subscribers. Lots of promises and no help from Betty. Somebody came out after the fact and said, no, Betty never offered us any help at all. Not one dime towards the fight for our legal issues. Oh, Betty. You have no credibility. It's gone. So sad. So sad. And it's a pattern.
I have a funny feeling these law enforcement officers have violated somebody's rights. You guys have been violating people's rights in your county for a really long time. And let's do this. Absolutely. This is absolutely insane. And I warned these officers about this. I warned them. I said, you don't understand the PR nightmare you're going to have by arresting people that are protesting the fact that you're not arresting a baby killer.
Just wow. And as I make this video, I've been watching daily these officers testify in Leilani's court case. I've been watching them, and I've been seeing just how much they did to get her arrested. Betty, these things take time. And guess what? You interfered in that time. You probably made it take longer with all your antics. And they knew about her long before you got there.
Absolutely insane. And I warned these officers about this. I warned them. I said, you don't understand the PR nightmare you're going to have by arresting people that are protesting the fact that you're not arresting a baby killer. The objective is, at the end of the day, is to make their life a living hell, the people in that home. We follow, when law enforcement gives commands, you follow the commands. Whether you agree with them or not, it doesn't matter. It's for your safety and theirs. My problem's not with law enforcement. My problem's with top brass and the mayor. That's where my problem first. Screw law enforcement, screw DCF, screw whoever it is, and have no consequence. Oh, we got to find the bag of bones before we do anything with her. No, you don't.
Wow, Betty, you're not too good at this. In many cases, having a body actually helps the case. You know, for court and prosecuting, and also sometimes it's more beneficial to have the suspect outside of jail so they can get more information. And clearly, you have no effing clue what you're talking about. And clearly, they did the right thing because they've got her. She's in jail. They did their jobs. Did you? No. You don't have a job. You're a nobody. You're nobody but a bad actor on YouTube. So sad. So sad. And that's your job. Bad actor. Sad.
Chief of police, I can't wait to see you. Law enforcement's commands. If anybody's going to go to jail out there, it better be me. That's all I got to say about that. It better be me. That's all I got to say about that. It better be me. I've been wanting to go to jail in this town. Damn it, I'm going to go to jail in this town, whether people like it or not. Some people like it or not. Somebody's going to be bailing Bullhorn Betty out of jail just so I can make a point that they'd rather lock Bullhorn Betty up than a piece of shit that kills her 20-month-old baby.
Wow, Betty, you are so ignorant, especially as we watch this trial unfold currently in real time.
And you call yourself law enforcement. Mayor, you got some problems. You got some problems. Some major problems in your county, in your city limits.
Sure sounds to me like you're the one with the problems, Betty. Now Betty's about to tell us how many followers her and her buddies have. Like we care.
Collectively, police chief, collectively having over 3 million followers. That's more than all of your news outlets here combined. And we are worldwide.
Worldwide. Betty, this is YouTube. I guess I'm worldwide too. I don't go around saying it. I just talk on YouTube. You play a victim on YouTube. And you exploit missing children all for money. And you bash families and victims all for money. Wow, Betty's worldwide. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody. Especially the Chatham County Police Department and Chief Hadley. I'm sure he doesn't, and didn't back then, give a rat's ass. Because he's too busy trying to find a missing child. And busy arresting the person who is presumed to be responsible. So there you have it, Betty. All a big money-making circus and waste of time. That's what you did. You interfered in an investigation. You wasted their time. You wasted a lot of people's times. And guess what? You did nothing to help this missing child. And same goes for every other case that you have inserted yourself into. You have done nothing but hinder investigations and get in the way.
This is not something you wanted, and I warned you about this. You are one dumbass police chief. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you exactly how I feel about you. You are a dumbass. You are a flippant idiot that doesn't know his ass from his elbow. You have no business being or conducting this investigation. Let's arrest the protesters? That's a great idea? You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I would love to meet you. Maybe I need to come down to your office. Now I'm done.
Wow, Betty. Disturbing. Betty, you owe that man, that police chief, you owe the mayor, and you owe that entire police department, as well as that entire town, an apology. And you better get on your knees and say you're sorry and that you were wrong. Because clearly, we now know, well, we already knew, but we now know with proof from court that these men and women knew exactly what they were doing. They found Quinton and they arrested who they think is guilty. Things are really coming to light now that you are really out there for no good reason but to cause problems and really just make money. That's all you care about is making money because this is your job, these pressure campaigns, this literal harassment. Turns out you're not needed. You never were and you never will be. Stay home, Betty. Stay home. And why don't you get a job? You've got a lot of legal bills. You're going to need a job. Let's take a brief look at some of the disgusting things that they did on Buckhalter Road. Now, one of the voices you're going to hear is a different lady, something Maddox, I forget her name. And you're also going to hear Olivia, and then you're going to hear Betty. And just some of the tactics that they used in front of missing Quinton Simon's house. And all this while the police department was busy trying to do their jobs. But instead, they were having to deal with this. Over 50 calls to law enforcement because of this.
That's what I was saying. Just like a neighbor, you gotta bring in a baseball bat, huh?
Their justice nicely. Y'all see all the lights? Let me see. I'll walk back. See all the lights? People have been bringing in some more. See them all? Oh, there's our lights. I'm freezing, y'all. I didn't even make it home. I have on leggings. I'm work. Oh, my back's killing me, too. At work in the morning.
Oh, yeah. We got what you need out here, Leilani. We got them right here. Police chief, we did this earlier. If you don't have your cuffs, I got mine. It doesn't really matter if they're police issued because at this point any will do, right? So why don't you come over here? If you don't have your own pair, I got mine for Leilani and Billy Joe. This is what I want to hear. That's the only thing I want to hear at this point. I am so sick and tired of seeing you guys get to sleep while I'm working my ass off for your grandson and your son, and you guys get to sleep when I don't get to sleep. I am literally sleep deprived because of this case. Sleep deprived. And you guys get to sleep in your house? No, that's not fair.
It's your choice to be there causing shenanigans. Your choice. You don't need to be there. In fact, you're in the way. You're causing problems. And you most certainly are not a victim.
Hear that. Actually, I'll go take these down to Dolly Vision and see if he can help me out. I wonder if Dolly Vision's got what it takes to go in there and bring her out in some of these, right? While I'm just being facetious and all in good fun, Dolly was doing great. Oh, good. Yeah, no, he did a great interview. I actually was like everybody else. I was in the YouTube live that they did, and then I saw the lady that was out here the night before. And the reason why I know it was the night before is because Olivia was out here and witnessed her doing that work. So when she was live out here, that was what was on YouTube, where many of us were there. We were all putting turtles in, and we're like, "Where's Dolly?" But it was Jason Jensen. It was the night before segment that was aired.
Betty was super jelly when Dolly got that interview. Check out her face. I think she looks a little bit distraught, a little bit jealous.
And yes, Dolly was doing great. Oh, good. Yeah, no, he did. People that are part of it are really bad people, and yes, Dolly was doing great. Oh, good. Yeah, I know he. Did they get smaller? We got what you need out here, Layla. I don't know who's playing that. I know it's not 10 o'clock yet. People are saying they want to hear the baby crying again.
Yeah, that was disgusting and disturbing. The baby crying sounds. Oh, and Betty, I thought you said that you were never out there at night. I'm pretty sure you did say that. It looks dark out to me, and it's not quite 10 o'clock yet. That's nighttime, in my opinion. So you were out there disturbing people after dark while the neighbors are trying to rest. And you're disturbing innocent family members who also live in that house and all the surrounding houses in the neighborhood. The following content may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Guys, I think Leilani just left in a car. I really do. In the back seat, and that's when I saw her. So she doesn't want to hear my mouth. I'm sure she's watching. You threw your child away like garbage. You know, they're out there searching for your son, which is now a bag of bones. Had maggots all over him. Tons of trash on his head. You know, I want you to see that. When you close your eyes, Billy Joe, Leilani, people that are helping, when you close your eyes at night, I want you to see that image. I want you to see that image because that's wholly sad. That's wholly sad. You know, we're out here representing.
Oh my God, they're playing baby noises. They're playing baby noises.
Who is? The protesters or the House?
What a
protesters. That was a good idea. I remember somebody was saying something that they were going to do that.
So they're playing baby noises. Thanks for letting us use that.
You think I should come out?
Yeah, I wish you were here, Bullhorn. But it's okay. You're tired, and I don't want you to.
I'm tired, but you know what? At this point, like I got to pick up Dolly in 3 hours.
No.
3 hours ain't gonna take shit for me.
Are you sure? I don't want you to.
Yeah, let me come out here.
Sorry, I can't.
I'll get up and get dressed now. I'll head out. I'll see you soon.
Okay, I love you. Bye.
I love you too.
Hold on.
You know what I got? The reason they did probably because they cried.
Probably. Y'all got mad at her. Betty's coming, everybody. This is gonna piss them off.
Yeah.
They're squirming right now. Squirming. But what a brilliant idea to do that. Like, I would not have thought of that on my own. But let me move back to where we were originally, because I feel safer being on this side of the road. Over here. Yeah, I got that on video. I'm gonna be posting that too, of one of the family members. I don't know if they were flipping us off, but let me just look at the video to see. They had their hand up over the fence, but I want to see what they were doing. I'm just curious. Let me see what was happening.
I don't take anything.
But what a brilliant idea to play baby noise. That's how if you want to make a statement and piss off someone, that's what you do. Blast a baby crying, because I mean, as horrible as it is, his final moments, he was probably crying, and that's what pissed her off when she did whatever it was to him. He was crying. Yeah, those are bright spotlights. They're super bright. Yeah, it's stopped now, guys. But that was probably very triggering for the family, let me tell you.
Do you think, Olivia? Do you think that might have been triggering to the family? And what about the innocent people that you're affecting on a daily, nightly basis? What about the innocent neighbors who know and love Quinton as well? For example, the babysitter, and especially her children, who have clearly been traumatized by all of this enough. How did that feel to them? What about the autistic child who was terrified day and night? And what about the neighbor on hospice who was simply trying to peacefully get through what little time they had left in their home, but couldn't because of you? How does it feel to now know that law enforcement was busy doing their jobs while you guys stood there and harassed them, as well as neighbors and the family? How does it feel to know that you weren't needed there and that all that was for nothing? You didn't do a thing to help Quinton or anyone. All you did was make things worse. And you and your buddies, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Oh, is my favorite person here? Is that her? Is that her?
The police.
No, it's the police.
The police.
Guys,
The police. I knew.
This is just, guys, at nighttime, it's a whole different vibe. I'll be right back.
But I thought Betty said that you guys weren't there at night. I'm pretty sure she said that. If I can find the clip, I certainly will play it, because she is a liar. I mean, we all know that.
No, this is not good. Get out of the way, Odie.
Miss Olivia got Bullhorn Betty out of bed. Like,
Wow, I can't believe it. Only I can do that.
that is, she really is the only person that can do that, because I'm telling you, anybody else, I would tell them to go. Oh, that's right. We have a PG channel here, don't we? Which I. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of lights lighting up out here. You know, tonight's a good night for Team Bullhorn Betty, as many of you guys know, with the WTOJ interview. You know, I'm very thankful again for Shay that came out here and gave that interview and publicized it. You know, I told you we were going to make them squirm. We're going to make them make mistakes, and they did. So.
Betty loves to take credit for things. Betty loves to take credit for things that have nothing to do with her. Literally nothing to do with her. Just like she took credit when Leilani was arrested. Betty. I forget which, but Leilani was named either a suspect or the only person of interest before your feet ever hit the ground in Georgia. So, I mean, there's that. So the fact that you took credit for her arrest, well, it just doesn't make sense, Betty.
Now we can read body language. We can do a lot with this. A video from WJOC, or is it WJOC? Did I say it? WTOJ? Whatever. Or is it WJOC? Did I say it? WTOJ? If I said the wrong name, that's okay. But you know what? At the end of the day, they made a colossal mistake. Me coming out, I think they just realized what a colossal mistake they actually just made. And, you know, we got Leilani on record, you know, only caring about herself, crocodile tears.
There's no we, Betty. She was on the news, and it had nothing to do with you. But you like to make everything about you. It's not.
Billy Joe showing her evil face, and many people saw the evil from her. I really do think that this particular interview was very damaging for them, and it must really piss Leilani and Billy Joe off a lot to know that they were just played by Bullhorn Betty. And that's not the only trick I got up my sleeve either. Okay.
Betty, you're so delusional. Literally, that interview had nothing to do with you. Yet again, you sit here taking credit for it. You're a lunatic, in my opinion.
So we're going to just keep applying this pressure. We're going to keep making you squirm. We're going to keep having you make mistakes. Every time you make mistakes, it just helps your case just a little bit more. For us, not you. Right? So we have for us. So we have for us, not you. Right? The truth. The freaking truth.
Justice for Quinton. You guys have to skip it with the grandson to be here. You're the liar. You lied to the court. You lied to the police. You're backing your criminal daughter up. Why don't you raise some more murderers, lady? Hey, no one's talking to you. You're something. Why don't you quit talking to me? You're a plague. You're an idiot. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Shit Show, listen. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Shit Show, listen. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Shit Show, listen. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Shit Show, listen.
Oh my God, who's one of us? All right, so the grandmother just spoke to Bullhorn. I got all on footage. I'll be posting the footage in like an hour. So she's clearly intoxicated.
Yeah, she was clearly intoxicated, and I called her out on it. So she tried to call me a liar, and I said, no, lady, I'm not a liar. I'm using your own words. Your own words. Like, this is stuff you wrote them. This face here, right here, Billy Joe, Leilani, you're going to see me in your sleep, and I hope you do. Because I'm going to keep allowing you to make mistakes, and I'm going to keep applying the pressure. And you're going to keep making the mistakes, because you're too stupid to know the difference. Clearly. Scream across your fence, lady. But we all know the truth, and you were just played by Bullhorn Betty. And you were so stupid you fell into it, and you gave that interview, and we are going to tear your ass up with that interview. Believe that. Believe that, lady. Believe that, lady. Welcome. This face here, right here, Billy Joe, Leilani, you're going to see me in your sleep, and I hope you do. Because I'm going to keep allowing you to make mistakes, and I'm going to keep applying the pressure. And you're going to keep making the mistakes because you're too stupid to know the difference. Clearly, your whole life has been effed up.
Chanting in the back.
Yeah, this is sick, police chief. This is what you're condoning in your streets, not Bullhorn Betty.
If people can't see how this could possibly interfere with an active investigation, I'm not sure what to tell you. And, oh, no, Betty. No. It's very clear that the police were on top of this. They were already wiretapping. They already had her in their sights. And they were looking for Quinton in a landfill while you stood out there and acted a fool for no reason. Doesn't look good, does it?
You're damn right they are. I told you, when I come into town, I make people climb walls, and I exactly mean that. We've got them caged like rabid animals in that house, and they've got drug problems, they've got alcohol problems. Trust me, I am wearing on their last nerve.
You did this to an entire neighborhood. Men, women, children, and you disturbed them for weeks. And you did all this, all while law enforcement knew exactly what they were doing, and it seems they were doing a lot of things right. Now, there's a lot of people who struggle with addiction. Does that mean they deserve to be tortured? I don't think so.
They're breaking, and they can't help it because, again, they're too stupid. We've been doing this for a really long time. This is a strategy from many smart people, and it works. Murdered and threw in a dump. But I'm the bad guy. I'm the horrible person. If I'm a horrible person, what are they? What do you classify this? Just asking. Asking for a friend.
Well, since you asked, Betty, I classify it the same way that law enforcement did. You created a money-making circus in the name of a missing child. And we will get to more of that, probably in part 2 of this video.
Yeah, the grandmother's crying. She's yelling, "Bring my baby home, bring my baby home, oh God, bring my baby home." But we heard Leilani tell her mom to say all that.
Yeah, sure you did. The problem is you guys lie so much that nobody believes you. And those who do, and those who support this, give your heads a shake. All right, in just a moment, we're going to rejoin Bullhorn Betty in her bed. I believe it's a hotel bed after what we just witnessed. But before that, we're going to read something really quickly. We're going to continue on with our Wikipedia reading about professional victims. While portraying oneself as a victim can be highly successful in obtaining goals over the short term, this method tends to be less successful over time. Dutch management scholar Manfred F.R. Ketz Divines writes that victims' talent for high drama draws people to them like moths to a flame. Their permanent dire state brings out the altruistic motives in others. It is difficult to ignore constant cries for help. In most instances, however, the help given is of short duration, and like moths in a flame, helpers quickly get burned. Nothing seems to work to alleviate the victim's miserable situation. There is no movement for the better. Any efforts rescuers make are ignored, belittled, or met with hostility. No wonder that the rescuers become increasingly frustrated and walk away. Well, that is very interesting, because Betty sure has had a lot of people walk away recently. It seems she's got a whole new group of friends. I wonder how long that'll take, for them to walk away, too. Just a thought. Asking for a friend. So this little tidbit is from thoughts.com, and it's called Understanding the Victim Complex. Let's take a short read of this, and then we'll go back to Betty and her bed. So this article is by Robert Longley, updated on August 9th, 2024. In clinical psychology, a victim complex, or victim mentality, describes a personality trait of persons who believe they are constantly the victims of the harmful actions of others, even when made aware of evidence to the contrary. Sounds familiar. And I'd like to take this moment to remind you once again that I am not a medical professional, nor a psychologist or psychiatrist. I am just here to read some articles that sound familiar to me. Most people go through normal periods of simple self-pity as part of their grieving process, for example. However, these episodes are temporary and minor compared to the perpetual feelings of helplessness, pessimism, guilt, shame, despair, and depression that consume the lives of persons afflicted with a victim complex. Unfortunately, it is not uncommon for people who have been victims of physically abusive or manipulative relationships to fall prey to a universal victim mentality. And I did kind of want to read some of this victim complex versus martyr complex because I found it interesting. Sometimes associated with the term victim complex, the martyr complex describes the personality trait of people who actually desire the feeling of repeatedly being the victim. Such people sometimes seek out, even encourage, their own victimization to either satisfy a psychological need or as an excuse to avoid personal responsibility. Persons diagnosed with a martyr complex often knowingly place themselves in situations or relationships that most likely will cause suffering. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit because I don't want to keep you here all day with this part, but the link will be in the description for this article and any article that I have read. The martyr complex is sometimes associated with the personality disorder called masochism, which describes a preference for and the pursuit of suffering. Psychologists often observe the martyr complex in persons involved in abusive or codependent relationships. Fed by their perceived misery, persons with a martyr complex will often reject advice or offers to help them. Common traits of victim complex sufferers. Persons diagnosed with a victim complex tend to dwell on every trauma, crisis, or disease that they have ever experienced, particularly those that happened during their childhoods. Often seeking a survival technique, they have come to believe that society simply has it out for them. In this sense, they passively submit to their unavoidable fate as perpetual victims as a way of coping with the problems that may range from tragic to trivial. Some common traits of persons with victim complex include they refuse to accept responsibility for dealing with their problems. They never accept any degree of blame for their problems. They always find reasons why suggested solutions will not work. They carry grudges, never forgive, and simply cannot move on. They are rarely assertive and find it hard to express their needs. They believe everyone is out to get them and thus trust no one. They are negative, pessimistic, and always looking for the bad, even in the good. And last but not least, they are often highly critical of others and rarely enjoy lasting friendships. Well, I hope you enjoyed our educational portion of the program today. I know I did. And if you'd like to finish the article, I will put the link in the description for you. I know I find it really interesting to read stuff like that, and especially when I'm reviewing certain people. Yeah, again, I'm no expert. I just read articles and talk shit. So here we go. Let's get back to Betty's hotel room / bed. And the audio is a bit off, so I've posted a picture of her in her bed for that reason. And all right, let's do it.
Damn. Well, hello, folks. You guys get to see Bullhorn Betty in the raw, right? I'm exhausted. I am absolutely tired.
Aw, you poor thing. Poor baby.
But damn. Like, we did a damn good job. Everybody asks us, what are you protesters doing? What are you protesters doing? What are you doing? You know what? Every time we go somewhere, we force them to talk. Yeah, we now have Leilani on camera making a statement.
You, Betty, don't have The news channels got them on camera, not you. If it was you, they would have been on camera on your channel. Too bad nobody gave you an interview, and that's often why you turn against parents. As soon as one set of parents doesn't give you an interview, you go against them, and you go with the parents that do want to talk to you. It's a pattern. Oh, and by the way, I just wanted to show you this text. I'm sure you guys have all seen it, but it's been definitely a couple years. So this is from October 19th, 2022, and this is just a few days before some of the scenes we just saw out front of the house on Buckhalter Road. And it is from Betty talking to, I can't remember if she was talking to Crime Sleuthin or someone. Anyway, she had claimed, and I believe JLR had claimed, I'm not sure which one had claimed, but that they were not talking anymore, that they were not working together. Well, this proves otherwise. It also proves that Betty is not there for the missing children, and that she is there for numbers, content, and money. Because as you can see, it says, Bullhorn. This is from her. It's been exhausting. I need a rest, but JLR believes the numbers are hitting and thinks I should stay. So I'm struggling with wanting a break and covering the story, so now I'm unsure if I should come home. I hate making decisions, but JLR knows what he's doing. What a joke.
You're talking about being able to allow body language experts now to look at her and...
Not because of you, Betty. God, you're always taking credit for things that other people do. These people were on the news, not on your channel. But I have no doubt that you and dozens of other tragedy pimps will rip apart that interview nonstop for days. Oh, and you did. That's exactly what happened. Just like it's happening now with other cases that we're seeing. Constant, same stuff over and over and over again. Also, you people can make a buck. It's gross. Oh, and speaking of bucks, I would like to suggest that people make donations to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Their link will be in the description, and I am always, always happy to forego donations for this channel, my channel, and have people donate to actual 501(c)(3)s and things like that who actually go out and search for children who are missing and help families who have missing children and missing adults. Or even donate in your local area. There are so many people needing help right now. And speaking of body language experts, why is it that in both of my Bullhorn Betty's bed pictures taken directly from your live stream, why is it that you're looking up? Isn't that a clear sign that someone is lying? I don't know. I'm not an expert. It's just what I hear.
I don't know. Thanks for playing, girls. Now you guys just been schooled by Bullhorn Betty. You understand what I'm doing.
And again, you didn't do jack shit. It was the news that interviewed them, and it was probably scheduled.
You see me out there pressing you. You see me, you're watching me. You're probably in your kitchen right now watching me. I don't know. We'll find out soon, won't we? Because, hello? Oh, crickets. Right. Sop Squad, right? That's why we gave them the name. Because all they do is cry and bitch, moan and groan, don't do a damn thing for anybody or anyone. Like, I got bags for days. Do you guys see this? I've been out in the sun. I'm sunburned. I'm like literally sunburned.
For F's sakes, Betty, that's your choice to be out there. You're making bank off of a missing child. Quit your bitching. Quinton had plenty of family and loved ones who were worried sick. All while you sit there and complain about your sunburn. It's your fault. You decided to be a crazy stalker out front of his home.
On the backs of my legs, you know, right, the sweet meat behind your knees? Yeah, her. Which hater of mine is sunburned?
All you did was annoy people. You didn't help anyone break any silence. You did not help this case at all. In fact, you probably hindered it.
Delusions of grandeur.
Delusions of grandeur. Phrase of delusion. A false impression of one's own importance. Delusion of grandeur, also known as grandiose delusion, is seen in patients with other mental health conditions such as schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Patients with delusions of grandeur believe that they are wonderful, successful, more important than others, or even miraculous. And again, just wanted to mention, I am no expert, I am no medical doctor, I am no psychologist. I just read things I find on the internet, well, that seem relevant. That's it, that's all. All right, moving on.
Right now. Which hater of mine got out here and applied so much pressure that Leilani had to break her silence? Who? 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 Oh. Oh. Bullhorn Betty. Right. Right. You're all welcome, by the way.
You know, some crackpot daughter named Leilani Simon. They were a piece of cake to break. Piece of cake. People say we don't do good. But you know what? It seems like things start moving a little bit. Just saying. I've noticed it every case I've touched.
Professional sports staff who live in the coastal Georgia area have worked tirelessly and continuously on this investigation. Last Wednesday, we mobilized our Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team, the CARD team in short, which brings with it experts from across the country who specialize in missing children cases.
The accumulation of evidence over these last 8 days has led us to this conclusion today.
Yes, I'm exhausted. I'm extremely exhausted. I've been going since 5 o'clock this morning. As many of you guys know, I left straight away yesterday. I've literally had 3 hours of sleep, and we've just been running, watching as much as we could watch. Many of you guys, my phone's broke. So for all those people that have been sending me texts, I can't read them. We got some good content out here,
And that's what it's all about, the content. That's what it's always been about. And anyone who thinks otherwise, you're wrong. It's all a money-making circus. All of the harassment, the stalking, all the bullying of families, of missing children, all the putting parents against each other for drama, it's all for content, all for money. And it's absolutely wrong. She goes from case to case, cases of missing children, high-profile ones at that. And she causes destruction, hurt, and pretends that she's here for the victims. Well, she's not.
So all you sob, squab, squabble, squad, whine babies that sit on your ass and do nothing but bitch about Bullhorn Betty, I don't see you out here advocating for this child.
No, you don't see us stalking, harassing, and torturing people and full-on entire neighborhoods, police departments, and other places like CPS. No, you don't see some of us doing that because it's wrong. You don't see us interfering with an active missing child's case because it's wrong. You're sick, lady.
You only advocate for hate. That's it. You do nothing. Nothing. None. I have been up. I've had 3 hours of sleep. I have been up working my ass off out here. Working my ass off. Doing the things that they're unwilling to do. I'll tell you guys about when I got there. And this is why people hate me so much, right? And you can ask, I'm sure Dolly will go live soon enough. I don't know when or where. Now, mind you, I don't know media. I don't know media. Everybody there from the media knew me. They were asking me when I literally took 1 foot out of the car, asking me, did I bring my bullhorn? Yes. Because everybody across this country knows who.
Is she for real?
Everybody across this country knows who I am.
strategy, part of my pressure campaign is actually fear, right? Not knowing what to expect, right? Like that's part of the strategy. Pressure breaks pipe.
Girl, this is not a good look for you. I mean, you've got court coming up. This definitely presents a very clear pattern of your harassment of the families of missing children. This is definitely not a good look for you, Betty. And these are all your own words. Your very own words on your very own channel. Oof. Not looking good.
Right? This was just Billy Joe Powell and, you know, some crackpot daughter named Leilani Simon. They were a piece of cake to break. Piece of cake. People say we don't do good. But you know what? It seems like things start moving a little bit. Just saying. I've noticed it every case I've touched, right? We named a suspect in Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner's. We pinpointed right where Kathleen Moore was located and where her body was eventually found. You know, people say that I don't help families. It's kind of funny because, you know, Kylan.
If that's true, that's like 1 out of how many? Yeah. And it's interesting that you take credit for all these things, yet there's no receipts. Not for any of it. Not that I've seen anyway. And the fact that you're taking credit, basically, for Leilani's arrest, well, that's a joke. Especially now that we're watching the trial. You're a joke. Stop harassing families. Stop harassing innocent people. Stop harassing people who are innocent until proven guilty. How about just stop harassing anyone?
You know, all this horrible stuff that we do as a team and stuff like that, this horrible work that we do, this God's work, you know, that people try to make the devil's work, right?
There is absolutely no proof that what you do is anything but disturbing, embarrassing, unlawful at times, and morally corrupt. You are morally corrupt. Now I could go on for days with the amount of content that they put out with all these cases. I would like to show a little bit more here. And I'm going to, but it's going to have to be in a part 2 because it's way too long to make into a full part documentary sized video. So part 2, I will not make you wait too long. I'm going to try and have it done before I upload anything so that they're both uploaded at the same time, one after the other. So we can watch them both pretty close together, if not one right after the other. So if you're on the replay, hopefully go directly to part 2. And I know a lot of people are sick of Betty, but I really did want to put into one video a bunch of the harassment that she has done in multiple cases. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at another case next and see just how horrible she is to the parents of a missing child. There's also a lot of newer people who are kind of just getting to the community maybe in the past 8 months or so and who haven't seen all this stuff. So 1, it's important that we remind ourselves. 2, it's important that it's documented. And 3, there are new people who haven't seen this horrible behavior. So we'll look at more in part 2. And I also have a couple of questions for Mr. Hat. So if he's paying attention or someone wants to let him know, just to maybe watch this video and the next one. And yeah, I just have a couple of questions, respectfully, of course. I don't cover Sebastian's case, so it shouldn't be an issue. Just a couple of questions. Thanks for being here for part 1, and I'll see you very soon. And please don't forget to check the description for very important links. And I will see you very, very soon.
Step right up! Step right up, ladies! mean business, like the sharp side of a knife. I'm the ringleader. Mostly you don't see me, cause I stay out of the spotlight. It's easy, believe me, cause you're so distracted by what's in center stage being overacted. The ropes and elastic, the sawdust and sequins, they tell a story you all just believe in. You're so gullible, as long as it's colorful, bright and shiny. Yes, isn't it wonderful? Stay comfortable, relax, sit and watch it while I creep behind your backs and pick pockets. I don't stop at nickels and dimes when I want your time and the thoughts from your mind. Don't worry, it's fine. Stop looking backstage. Why you so curious? Act your age. Welcome to the Carnival, ladies and gentlemen. Step right up, and I'll let you in. Hope you got a heart of gold. It'll test you, friend. Think you got it figured out? Guess again. What a carnival, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, play the games. We'll pretend you win. You're a hardy soul, a fine specimen. Step within the circus tent. Let's begin. Acrobats contort and twist the truth. Things in cages cavort just for you. Clowns fight each other and pretend they died. They're so good you forget they're on the same side. See that tightrope walker? Place your bets. She might fall and there's no safety net. Ah, your face is